Hello and welcome to our latest unboxing video. I'm Eliza here at the Hatfield Public Library and I have a big box of fiction for adults. So, starting with a new Geneva Rose, The Perfect Divorce. She wrote The Perfect Marriage. You can see in both cases, the perfect is crossed out, which is very foreboding. 11 years since high-powered lawyer and her husband. Whoa, but this is a lot of blurb. So she's a lawyer and she defended her husband against the charge of murdering mistress. I feel like isn't that like a conflict of interest? I don't know. Um, and then, well, I'm kind of confused about this. 11 years she defended her husband, Adam, and now she's moved on. She has a new family. Then that husband also cheats on her and she files for divorce. And sorry, I know I'm taking a long time with this, but it's like a lot. It's like when you're gossiping with friends. They reopen the investigation against the husband. Everybody wants to know what really happens. And then the new husband had an affair with also goes missing, which is crazy. So that sounds super complicated. Definitely probably a twisty page turner. Upon a Starlit Tide by Kell Woods. Lovely cover. Upon a Starlit Tide is a dark and enchanting historical fantasy. It says it combines The Little Mermaid and Cinderella with also, it takes place in France in 1758. Traditionally at this library, like adult fantasy has not been a very popular genre, but there's a lot coming in now that's a little more like a mix of with romance, not full on romance, but like just a little mix. And I hope people try it out because I think they might be more into it than they think they will. We have a Read with Jenna book, Heartwood by Amity, Gaige. I'm not as familiar with this author, but I know that this one is about a missing hiker up in the Maine woods on the Appalachian Trail, which is intriguing to me. Murder at Gull's Nest by Jess Kidd. So it says this is in a new series, the nun Nora Breen. So she's a former nun, and now it's 1954. Um, she's released from her vows, and she goes to live in a boarding house. And then there's a series of murders. I mean, it's not great that there are murders, but it's great for the reader. David Baldacci, Strangers in Time. Look at this gorgeous cover. They really went all out with this one. Newest novel set in London in 1944 about a bereaved bookshop owner and two teenagers. Oh, nice. We have a new Abdulrazak Gurnah, Theft. He won the Nobel Prize in Literature a few years ago, and I started reading his books, and I really enjoyed them. We did one of them for book club. It was a great discussion. He's Tanzanian, and this says it's three young people coming in of age in Tanzania at the turn of the 21st century. And I feel like that's really what he's good at, having like different people and families and telling everybody's story. Uh, I listened to one on audio and then read one. They're both really good. Gothictown by Emily Carpenter. Timely, intense, terrifyingly good. Twisted Southern Gothic. Um, huh. So she moves to a small town. It seems idyllic, and then it is not because there are secrets, and then they start to have haunting dreams. So it sounds like a mystery with a speculative, maybe a ghost. The Maid's Secret, a Maid novel. So this is the newest one in this mystery series, and about the maid at a very, very fancy hotel. Our Beautiful Boys, a novel by Samir Pandya. Oh gosh. Star players on a high school football team are accused of violence by another student. Their secrets threaten to shatter their entire community. And so, yeah, yeah. Sounds like maybe some racial tension and yeah, interesting. All That Life Can Be Afford by Emily Everett. She says she fell in love with London at her hometown library, but then she finally arrives in London, and it is not the London of Jane Austen, which is very true. I feel like that happens a lot. You like have this idea of New York City or this idea of California, but I think that going to live there can be a different matter. The Eights by Joanna Miller. Oxford 1920. Oh, the first time they've admitted female students. Four young women, collectively known as the Eights. I'm not sure why. They're in quarter 8. They come from different places, and it's just about all their stories. Wow, that sounds like a great thing to write about for historical fiction, and I can definitely see that going right off the shelf. Lawrence Wright. I think this might be his first novel, or at least his. I guess he's usually a journalist. He won the Pulitzer Prize. This is called The Human Scale. It's gotten really good reviews. Sounds very powerful. It is about a half Arab FBI agent who ends up helping an Israeli cop with a murder on the West Bank. And he just really, Lawrence Wright is someone who's actually spent a lot of time in that area of the country. And I mean, obviously, like it's a really tense, complicated thing, but the book is getting very good reviews. The Sirens by Emilia Hart. This is another one of these sort of fantasies with a little bit of romantic element. This one has 2 timelines. It says the Sisterhood of the Sea. Oh my gosh. A woman. Oh, it has 3 different timelines: 2019, 1999, and 1800. I was alive for 2 of those. We have Audition by Kitamura. This looks so familiar. I feel like we got it already. Is this the second one? I guess we'll find out if we accidentally ordered 2. It says an exhilarating, disabling Mobius strip of a novel. 2 competing narratives unspool, rewriting our understanding of the roles we play every day and what is the truth. Just a few more. We have Tilt by Emma Pattee. This is on my to-read list. It's about a woman who's pregnant and shopping for a crib at IKEA, and then there's a big earthquake, and she ends up like walking across Portland amid the rubble, trying to get home, and also like having thoughts about her life. I thought it sounded interesting. I like books about motherhood. Jennifer Chiaverini, The World's Fair Quilt, a very popular historical fiction novel. Takes place in Pennsylvania, and it's part of the Elm Street quilt series. The Mysterious Bakery on Rue de Paris. Fun. It's a paperback. This is by the author of The Lost Bookshelf, The Lost Bookshop, which was super popular. And it sounds like maybe there's a magical realism element with maybe, I feel like we've seen this in other books, but it's a fun premise where the baked goods maybe have a power. Good thing we have the new Jennifer Weiner. I know people want this. It's called The Griffin Sisters' Greatest Hits. And about 2 famous musical sisters who were silenced by tragedy. Huh. Last of all, we have The Unwanted by Boris Fishman. Not as familiar with this. Susanna, George, and their 8-year-old daughter have been lucky in the 4 years since war broke out in their country. Oh, I can't tell. I think this might take place in the future. Oh, or it says they're fleeing civil war. Um, they embark on a harrowing trip through refugee camps. So I don't know if this is, it doesn't specify the country, which I suspect is done on purpose, but I can't tell if it's sort of going to be based on. Interesting. Anyways, that is definitely a crisis that families have to face. So that's it. That is my box of books. I will be back soon with more. Bye.